Attorney Better has a number of items as well.
Mr. Better.
Thank you, Judge.
Honestly, go fuck yourself, sir. You don't say that, okay? You don't lose a trial where a jury acquits someone and finds them overwhelmingly not guilty and say, I gave my sincere obligation to look into this, and I'm telling you all I saw when she's guilty. Again, respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Swear again like that. That was, no, I mean, whatever. That was, I shouldn't have done that.
A few moments later.
You, as a prosecutor, have got to be out of your fucking mind.
Nose.
Dude, Jimmy, look at those ears.
The ears don't bother me as much.
No, I don't trust a man. I don't trust a man with a lobe like that. No,
really,
not a fucking chance.
The mouth is butthole to me.
Very thin, paper thin.
The nose.
Oh, the nose.
The brows.
Well, listen, I will tell you though, I kind of like a fucked up nose on a guy.
I like a big old honker. I like a big nose.
Old nose. Give me that big bitch. You know,
yeah,
like, I'm into it.
Come over here, cluck cluck.
Yeah.
I see some chickens that went moving on up in my biz, cluck cluck. Running, you gotta be with the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, kids.
And I go, oop, clutch, clench, Kegal, we did it all. And I go, oh, and what happened? And they go, well, we just got 4,000 plus pages, bitch. And I said, stop it. Show me it. Take me to Unimpound Town immediately, if not sooner. So what happens?
The bitch is here.
Why are you at a football game? Are you a Fonz correspondent?
Well, no, because it's only for men over 30. Okay? Have a great night, boys. Fuck off.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Hey, Blues Clues, motherfucker.
Hello, loveys. Welcome to Tuesday night, Talk Shit Tuesday on August 26th, 2025. What are we doing? Okay. There was a tiny SOS that was put out yesterday in the state of Florida, maybe a bolo. We don't know what was happening because our main squeeze, our Auntie Deborah, was MIA. No one knew where Jimothy was. And you lunatics had tagged me in everything. I mean, it was all hands on deck. And there were questions, concerns. We were clutching, clenching, kegling all over town and not even related to a trial. It was, where's Jimmy, right? It was, we were calling all homos, all heteros, and every Mr. Mark Betterow to find Jimmy somewhere. And you thought you found him. You sure did. And you tagged me for a beautiful, foxy lady who is one of our own, who I've just talked to backstage. But it wasn't Jimmy. Babes, it's Ms. Demeanor. Not Jimberly. So without further ado, let's bring out our actual correspondent who was in the courtroom. Unlike someone we know just hanging out with a poppy at McDonald's getting free Wi-Fi. In Florida, you could have done that in Worcester. All right, who are we? But let's, to prevent any further criminal action or putting Jimmy's face on a milk carton. This is real. She is real. And she's a queen. Come on in. Hello, Ms. Demeanor.
Hello. How are you this evening?
I am so good. And we have met. The gods of the Twitter have aligned. And I said, I'm going to shoot a shot here and see if Ms. Demeanor wants to come on to little old Nurse Kim's house and see that she is a real person, okay? She is not Jimmy, and that she's our true crime vixen, okay? With a bob and that hair and those glasses and a print of animal, I can't resist. Tell me, Tell me everything about you, Ms. Demeanor.
First off, I am getting a mad echo that's out of delay.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure why I am. It may be a setting on my side. Absolutely possible.
Excuse me. Guys, do you hear an echo from me? In the world? Oh. We got a hi. Hi. Oh, and Melissa says she must follow you now. Yes, you must. She's on the TikTok. She's on the YouTubes. She's on the Twitter. Oh, and no one's hearing it from me. So I'm murking your ears right now, Ms. Demeanor, but no one else is hearing it.
Correct.
I'm sorry. What can I do? How can I help you? Is there a way that I can stop echoing?
Whatever just happened. Oh, no, there's the delay.
It's still there. Okay. Well, listen, we're not the most technically set. I'm not the most technology. Do you want to leave and come back in?
I can try.
I don't even know if that's going to work. I just sometimes people say.
Let me try.
Do you have a tab open? Someone said. Do you have too many tabs open?
I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else.
Can you unplug your headphones and go through the regular computadora?
I probably can.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Chinny said. I won't speak. Oh, I'm speaking. She's everything.
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And it's just you. So yeah, it's something funky. Oh no, there it again.
Oh, really? Okay. Try to leave and then come back in.
Okay.
Pop back out. Yep. Mizzy says pop out and come back in. It must be me.
Okay. I will be
sorry.
back. I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry. I'll be right here. All right. Ready? We're going to do that. And Ms. Demeanor will be back. Okay. Can you hear me? Are we good? Mizzy, how you doing? Listen, today was a day. What a day in Donna Sue's world. Okay? Donna Sue, you've got me all the way fucked up. I didn't even get to talk to you guys about Wendi and Rob. You put them back to back? I need to ask Ms. Demeanor because she was there IRL. Unlike Jimmy, who was having a siesta at a 5-star hotel. Cool. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did you do a trut to Tallahassee? To sit on your badussy all day? Yeah, I did. What was his commentary that he gave me, which I actually did want to know? I needed to know that Georgia had a snakeskin heel on. Yes, I needed to know it. Oh my gosh, Ms. Demeanor is back. She's back. We're going to pray. We're going to put it up to Tiny Mary and Tiny Jesus in the boom to try to not hear my loud fucking mouth echoing at her. Ms. Demeanor, tell me that I'm not echoing.
No, not at all. We're all good now. I figured out what the issue was. I didn't realize I had something else open, just like one of the people said. So fantastic. You all are so delightful, making my life nice and smooth sailing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So now that we have figured out what the technology, because it will come and it will attack us all emotionally and spiritually. At one point, I did believe that Hank Brennan put a demon in my Wi-Fi. So, I thought that there was things working against me. But can you tell all of us, all of our my Loveys are your Loveys now, okay? You are a star. And there has to be the origin, because you know who Auntie Deb is. You're a Jimmy fan. You've watched him since season 1. So tell us everything about your Karen Reed and your true crime origin story.
So before there was this thing called the internet, I was a big true crime fan and read everything I could get my hands on. And that has maintained over many, many years, you know, older than Methuselah. So we don't need to talk about when the dinosaurs walked. So then this thing YouTube came around and I happened to stumble upon several different creators during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And that was it. Then I was hooked. And so I have followed many, many different law tubers. But then Karen Reed came along and I literally went into Karen Reed knowing absolutely nothing. And I was horrified in the first trial when I heard red Solo cups and Stop and Shop bags. And then, of course, I found the lovely Auntie Deb. And I giggled and cackled and loved every single solitary thing that he put out. I would like stalk his other information, share it with everybody in my office, cracking up. And they're like, they don't watch the Karen Reed trial. They're like, yeah, looks like a crazy guy in a bad wig. I don't know, Janet. So then I decided I was going to go to the Adelson trial. And I had planned several months ago that I would go on the 25th of August, take a vacation day and go. Had a friend of mine that I asked, she's also a true crime nut. And so in the car there, I said, oh, you need to look up Auntie Deb because I saw on social media he's going to be there. So his name's Jimmy. So we need to be looking for him, when we're in the courthouse and everything. Well, I looked high and low yesterday and I did not see him anywhere. I know there's an overflow because the courthouse was packed. I mean, the courtroom that we were in was packed. But I never saw him, not even on a lunch break. And so I woke up this morning and checked my social media and I saw all of these screenshots, these comments about my neck size, my hand size, my hair, whether it was a wig or not, but my lipstick was on point, which I take a lot of pride in. So thank you for noticing.
Absolutely.
And so on my way to work, I'm thinking to myself, well, this is fantastic, actually, because I adore Auntie Deb, and everybody is like thinking that I'm him in there. What could be better than that? And so that is when I made the video in my parking lot before I went into the office, and y'all blew up after that.
Could not. Hashtag can't stop, one won't stop. Once we're like a dog with a bone. Okay. You give us a treat and we're coming back for more. So that is everything to me. And I am so thrilled. I hope that Jimmy knows, I'll text him just because if he wants to grab the link right from, I put it in Twitter because I literally could not, I can't message you on Twitter. You're unmessageable.
Really? Well, what
yeah,
kind
it's
of crazy business is that?
You're very high in demand. I said, I pay for a blue check mark and it does, just so I can write more because I'm a big mouth. But I was like, what is it? Why is it telling me that I cannot become one with Miss Demeanor? I just want to connect and send that link. So I'm going to say I'm linking you. She's your fan.
And I have to tell you that I see the Glairer has a comment and he's in the chat.
Yes.
I, at least 3 times, have watched his portion of his live stream today from the whole Michael Proctor mess that he was covering for the hearing.
Mm-hmm.
It has made my year.
Oh, Will, jump in, Will. Jump on up. Come on, you little. Come on, make a day.
My husband was cackling, laughing.
Well, and I was trying to be everywhere today. I had found we had proof of life of our Jimberly. So I said, okay, all is well in the world. He has not been, trafficked. Okay. I said, if our sweet boy has been trafficked, I'm going to be unwell.
You never know in Florida.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You never know. So I was worried about that, but of course, I know he's fine. He's like a cat. He has 9 lives. He's always going to be okay. And he also sleeps like an angel baby. Sometimes he takes literally a 26-hour nap. And I have to say to everybody, are you new? You know Jimmy's sleep cycle. He goes with the moon and the waves. Like, you just have to let it happen. And so whatevs, that was okay. But then I'm watching trial day 3 of Adelson, and then comes Proctor, and I'm bouncing between, and I am trying to do my damnedest, because then when I had posted in jest that me and Jimmy would be you and the blonde woman with the blue Viper glasses, my other supreme leader of the trial, you wrote, if you need help with coordinating the outfit, reach out. And I saw that it was actually you, and I fangirled out. I said, oh my gosh, what a good sense of humor she has, that you didn't take that offensively, because I didn't mean it in any, I was totally just kidding.
If you can't laugh at yourself, you are going to have a very, very rough way to go. I rarely do this because I find her pretty despicable, but I give my sister credit because she trained me to be able to take so much negativity. So it's all good. I'm so fine with it. I have a great sense of humor. I know who I am.
Yes, ma'am.
And whatever anybody else wants to think about me, hey, that's their business. It's not mine.
And you know what? That's a really good saying. I had to kind of get a little bit more thick skin since being on the World Wide Web. But it's like, whatever other people's opinions is of me, it's really not my business, right? I just am here. And if you'd like to be here, I love to have you. And if you don't, please fuck all the way off, right? Gently. Exactly. I mean that with all love. So you've been covering, okay, are you down in Florida? Like, don't tell me, are you going to be covering this, like the Adelson, for the entirety, or just was it for that time?
So, newsflash, I will be back there on Friday. I'm taking another vacation day, so I'll be there in the courtroom again on Friday, as long as craziness doesn't happen and I can't get in for some reason, but I have every intention of being there. I will be following this. I have followed this case almost the entire time. So I'm very familiar with all the characters. Donna,
that's so good.
Craziness. So yeah, my intention is to follow it all the way through. The only concern I have is CrimeCon is next week. And
yes,
I have every intention of being there. I am flying out on Thursday, so I'm going to be at CrimeCon.
Yes, Queen.
And I hope we don't get a verdict when we're at CrimeCon.
Yeah, that would actually, be a little bit of a wrench. Like, come on, we have things that you have to plan around other events, and Donna, figure your shit out. Wait till you're back, Yeah,
I ain't got time for this mess. We need to. Friday, here's what I'm planning and hoping, and this is just, Janet world, but that Donna will be testifying on Friday. That's what I'm really hoping for.
At the rate they're going, maybe.
No, that's what I thought.
They're cruising.
Yeah. I mean, that Miss Georgia, man, she doesn't mess around. And Judge Everett, Judge Everett. After dealing with Bev Canoni, there was no place to go but up. There was no place.
That was the only way to go. And of course, and listen, when I first saw him, I said, listen, I don't know that man, but I'm going to tell you something. I loved him. I loved his big Dell. I loved his computer, everything about him, the sheen upon his head. You can't tell me shit. I'm obsessed. He speaks. I listen. He's a commander, but also what is he? He is like a even keeled. He is every call that he makes, to me, Ms. Janet, feels like a ball or a strike. It doesn't feel like there's any, it's just very in the middle, as you're supposed to be as a judge.
Yeah, he kind of provide some levity in the courtroom. And I can tell you, being there yesterday, it is heavy. At least that's how I felt. And
Yes.
I had this very awkward moment when we were breaking for lunch yesterday. And I happened to be sitting in the morning session about 2 pews behind Harvey Adelson. And we ended up exiting the courtroom. And I'm, in Janet land, so I'm not really paying attention. And get to the door, and here's this man holding the door open for me, and it was Harvey Adelson. And my heart and everything, I was just like, oh, I was like, thank you so much. How kind of you to hold the door. I was like I was meeting the queen or something,
Yeah.
I just feel, and then in the afternoon session, I sat directly behind the Markells, and that sadness is palpable when you are in their sphere. And then, as if all that wasn't enough, we had Rob testify late in the afternoon, and that, oof.
I didn't cover any of it. I didn't cover day 2 or 3. So I need to go through Wendi, and I want you to tell me all of it. Like, because I'm new to this. I've been on Karen Reed since before trial 1. So, and I was on TikTok first, and then I came over to YouTube. And so like this is, I've been heavy, but I wanted to cover this because Jimmy and Kathy from True Crime and Innuendo, or no, what is it? Oh gosh, I'm gonna mess up her channel. But Kath is incredible. She did a 3.5 hour stream with Jimmy, with Auntie Deb, and talked all the shit. So that got me interested because sad and there's so many moving parts that like that would almost keep your interest if you've been dealing with, if you've been in Massachusetts dealing with Karen Reed for the last 2 years. So I jump into this though, and I'm like a virgin. You know what I mean? Like I'm the Mother Mary here. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't even realize, like day 1, I was like, wait, how are we blaming Donna for all of this murder trial? Get your shit together, Kimberly. So what do you think? What did you, when Wendi came in, here is what, like, so for me, I see Wendi come in. I see Donna look at Wendi. She's smiling, right? And I'm looking, and then Judge Everett says to her, basically, keep your shit together, Donna. Donna Sue, keep your shit together. Keep your face and keep your emotions in check. And I know that that's your child on the stand, but you can't any of it. What, during her testimony, what was like your feeling? What did the courtroom feel like? Give me everything. So when Wendi walked in the room, into the courtroom, I have been following this over, and I know, little Miss Wendi and all of that. And she walked in, and there were several people around me that kind of, went, because she looked like she had just rolled out of bed. I mean, I know I've seen everybody talking on the internet about the bed head in the back, and it was so much worse in person, so much worse. And she looked like she was wearing, I'm not judging, but Wendi, I'm pretty sure you had your ex-husband whacked. So I feel like I can judge a little bit. She was wearing a dress that looked like it was too small. And so you could see like the brassiere lines, that middle-aged women get, like myself. Yeah.
And, so she was a little chunkier than I expected and very tall, much, much taller than I had anticipated as well. She took the stand, and of course, the jury is very, very stoic.
Ms. Demeanor, I'm so sorry. Everyone is saying that we are terrible right now, and I don't understand. Refresh what? Because you're coming across perfect to me, and my YouTube is coming across perfect. So I'm not, audio is fixed. Okay, Loveys, get out and come back in. I think that there is a YouTube problem, so I'm wicked sorry. And I apologize, but I know that everybody is losing their minds in the chat. Okay. We're together again. So she's tall, she's got a little bit of, she got a little bit of side titty and a little bra things, which I do too. I get it, reform. But she was like a beauty queen, right? Like I was like, Wendi can't go to prison because it's the pretty prison, thing that they said.
Well, there's a lot of narcissism happening there. So when there's narcissism, I feel like I can be a little more judgy because it's really super important to you what appearances are. And I get that vibe from not the entire family, because I don't get that vibe from Rob at all. But so she took the witness stand. The jury is very, very stoic. They do not give a lot of tells, if any. There is a mad, feverish note taker. I got to back up though. The notebooks, like, what size do y'all think the notebooks are that they give them to take notes? Like, I'm thinking like a steno pad or something like that, pretty decent size. It's these itty bitty little, with you tear the top off, no spiral on it or anything. Like, I'm like, I would go through like 12 of those things for this trial. I was like, what are they doing? So that surprised me.
Like Blue's Clues.
What's that?
Like Blue's Clues.
Yeah, it's
just a little
it's weird. I made a note about it because I'm like, what are they writing on?
Right.
And there is one juror, she is a feverish note taker. And so there were lots of times that I could get a tell out of her just because she would be writing feverishly. And so when Wendi took the stand, there really wasn't a big change in demeanor from the jury. Went through kind of all of the prosecution's evidence and how they brought everything in. And for the most part, the jury stayed very engaged. They were responsive to, it was kind of that tennis match thing, like Wendi answers a question, prosecution asks, Wendi, and that you'd see that back and forth with the jury. Then we broke for lunch, of course. And when we came back from lunch, Wendi went and sat down next to Harvey, and her 3 attorneys were there as well. And all of a sudden I saw the one male attorney get up, because when she sat down, she kind of like grabbed his forearm here, and she sat down and did that. And the attorney was like, get up. You need to come sit down here. And so he put the 3 attorneys in between Harvey and her for the jury to come in, which I was fascinated with, because I'm like, really? Because then she hugged him when she left the courtroom after her testimony. I was like, well, that kind of didn't make any sense, but okay.
Wow.
So that was something that happened when we came back from lunch before the afternoon testimony that she gave. But then when Fulford started her cross-examination, this jury, man, they checked out, and checked out quick, checked out obviously. There were at least 3 jurors on separate occasions. I'm not going to say they were sleeping because I don't know, but they had their eyes closed. So draw from that what you will. That was very telling to me. And then, of course,
they were meditating. They were meditating, Miss Janet. Okay, they were just like, I just need a moment. Let me picture it. Oh,
this woman, this defense attorney, would shut up. But I'm not a fan of hers. And another little inside tidbit from being in the courtroom.
Yes,
I happened to bump into a couple local attorneys that actually practiced in the defense attorney, Miss Fulford's courtroom when she was, I don't know if y'all know this, she used to be a judge. And I
didn't know that.
Oh, yes. And these 2 attorneys are like, we can't stand her. And she would do this and she'd do that. And, they booted her from the bench because she was corrupt. And I was like, oh, what? I need to know more. And then they come back for the afternoon. Yes, Clutch. Clench, Kegal, all of it.
Yes, all of it. That's big. That's huge news.
Yeah, and so she is not an impressive figure in the courtroom. I did not see Mr. Zellman do any sort of cross-examination. I think he's probably a little bit more of an imposing figure, but she doesn't do anything for me. I mean, I just very, very turned off. And Georgia, you know, she is HBIC. And if y'all don't know what HBIC means, that is head bitch in charge. And that is Miss.
Yes, she sure is. Georgia. Now, if you were to put Georgia in a movie, right? She to me is Helen Hunt in Twisters or Jodie Foster.
I could go with either one. She's got great hair.
Oh,
I mean,
but the hair,
fantastic hair in person. Like you need someone with some lush hair because it's pretty impressive and spectacular. You know, I'm not gonna lie about Miss George's hair.
She's special. She's really special. And I love her. Like, I respect her. I can tell that she knows everything. And I have such respect for that, right? The intention for her is to do justice and she's not fucking around. And she's all business. I love that. I think that's hot. I'm like, yes. In your snakeskin heels today.
Oh, heck
tell
yeah.
us everything.
Well, I had suit envy yesterday from her because she had that like cream colored plaid on and the pants matched and everything. I'm like, damn, that's a good look right there. So yeah, mad suit jealousy.
Yeah. And both of them, sorry, what's the other attorney's name? The other blonde girl.
You would think I should know this, but I cannot think of her name right now. And I don't want to say the wrong thing. So if somebody in the chat knows,
they'll tell us. They'll let us know.
They know everything.
Yeah, right. The chat. No, listen, chat is everything. Oh, Sarah. Thanks, Sarah. Sarah is our attorney. What her last name? Sarah Dugan.
Dugan, that's right. Ms. Dugan. That's right. Yep.
Perfect.
I remember Judge Everett.
Sarah Dugan, she's adorbs as well. Oh my gosh, look at Courtney Lee. We've got her, Sarah Catherine. Catherine Dugan. We know her. What's her confirmation name? If you don't know, then come on, you've failed, guys. What they know everything.
Yep.
It's incredible. So okay, so Wendi comes in and like, all right, again, I hate to say this, but as somebody who is not like just not been following this for years. When I see Wendi, she gets me all the way fucked up. I can't help it. I try to say that, she did this or she knew about it or somehow she had to be involved. Then she starts talking and I'm like, well, maybe she isn't and maybe she didn't because there is no, what I've seen from any of the other trials, like the summations of them, she wasn't involved. Either they really insulated her away from it or Jeff, or I'm believing Jeff. And I think Jeff's a little bit of a fucking wackadoo. I think he is singing the Mariah Carey song, Why You So Obsessed With Me? I can't stand him. I'm like, ew. If she called him tonight, he'd be over her house, okay? It's weird. He gives off weirdo creep energy. Okay, Jeff, you fucking oddball. Did you believe Jeff?
Jeff's not my kind of dude, but I do actually believe him. I find him credible.
Yeah.
In the courtroom when Wendi was testifying and on direct, and every time Georgia would ask her something, and she'd say, "It was a long time ago. I don't remember." And so Georgia would be like, "Exhibit 60, tab L, page 34," and you're like, "Whoa, whoa," and. The reality of it is everything is in there. Why are you disputing it? If you just don't remember, then just say, if the email says that, then that's what I said or did. I was having like Jennifer McCabe flashback.
Yes.
She was on the stand, and you could audibly hear people in the gallery in the court, even though we're not supposed to do this, like huffing when she would say, well, I don't remember that. And then it'd be like, because everybody knows.
Yeah, they were pulling Judge Cannoni. They were being Judge Cannoni to Wendi. They were huffing and puffing and blowing houses down. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. And she, like, okay, I get that. I don't like that she changed the kids' names. I thought that that was very, very disrespectful to their father. And like, but it also, it feels like, and pulling the shit with, like, they could dress up like Nazis, that she's emailing her mother about this. And when you know that Dan or Mr. Markel or Dan Markel was so devout in his Jewish faith, and saying that you're going to send them to Christian schools, like there was a lot of torment, but I don't know what was happening kind of on the other side of that. And I know that divorces can be really messy and nasty.
So the dressing up in Nazi attire thing, I can tell you, sitting in the courtroom, that plays completely differently than when you're sitting anywhere and live streaming it. It is a completely different feel. It is huge. You like see it, the emails on the screens, and what is actually being said, because they had demonstratives for everything that they were asking her about. And you're just kind of like, oh, golly, that's really bad. That's really bad. So it was far more momentous in the courtroom, I felt, than just watching live stream. You would ask me a while ago, do I think that Wendi knew?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I believe she knew. And I absolutely believe that she was trying to set up Jeff. And I did not think that until today's testimony.
That is the part that I did believe him. That is the one part that really stood out to me, that the 2 times he went on business trips in 2014 was like June and July, right?
Yes.
And that it shook him like to his core, because, and she had asked him after yoga, like, I'm sorry, what the fuck are you doing? Hot yoga, goat yoga? It's over. And she goes, wait a week. And then like he was supposed to call her on the 21st, and God forbid he hadn't changed something in his spirit, something intuition had him change his departure to the night before. Can you imagine, Ms. Janet?
That's a guardian angel for him, first off. Second off, the other part of that testimony that kind of had my jaw hitting the floor was what vehicle he drove. And that they intentionally rented vehicles that looked like his, and that he was going to be driving in that area on that same. I was like, oh, I don't ever remember hearing this before. I was actually clutching my pearls.
Yes, babe. Me too. And like, I do feel he's a little bit weird with Wendi, and I feel like but the overall arching, there were points that I was like, those points were palpable to me, that I was like, oh, that's strange. And she knew everything, and that they were, having a relationship with one another. So I was like, oh, clearly she knew his schedule. And then to kind of keep like stringing him along for the amount of time that she did, when she never was looking for it.
That 1 week that she needed, very suspicious. I just need 1 week to think and sort things out. And when he kind of was like, well, I mean, based on what she'd sent me and everything, I was like, deuces, I'm out of here, kind of thing. And that the timing is way too coinky dinky for me. It's too much. And so the other thing is, in yesterday's testimony, the very last witness was a law enforcement individual. And I don't know what the purpose of this testimony was, or garnering it, but they wanted to make sure everybody knew that how Wendi had driven to where the police had it blocked off with the crime scene tape, and that he knew it was her vehicle because he owns one himself still to this day.
Oh.
And that it came, and like most people, you get looky-loos. They're like, hey man, what's happening down there? And they kind of slow down and look, and then they take off and go away. Not this vehicle, not this minivan that looks exactly like the one he has sitting in his driveway, which happens to be the same vehicle that Miss Wendi was driving. That sucker went right up around. She knew exactly what was going on. And I thought at the time when I left court yesterday, I'm like, why did they elicit that testimony? Like, what purpose does that serve? And then I went, oh, I think they're going after Wendi next. Because she has immunity for all of her testimony.
Yes.
She does not have immunity to any evidence. So anything else that comes in this trial on the record, under oath, it's fair game. And so I see a lot of indicators that this might not be over. There may be yet another trial.
And isn't that the case? Isn't that kind of a pattern that we're seeing in a lot of jurisdictions, right? Like even in Karen's case and us seeing like with Proctor and all the aftermath and what is going on. It's just like, it's when you think it's over, it's not. Like the fat lady has not sang. And, there is more than meets the eye in a lot of these situations. Now, with Wendi, I'm seeing her and I'm having like mixed emotion. I'm having like mixed drinks over emotions when I'm looking at her. Okay. I'm like, bitch, I don't know what I'm feeling about you. But at the end of the day, there was a moment between her and the defense attorney that, like, just as a mom, as a human, and I wanted to know what it felt like for you, was when she was saying that the defense attorney, Jackie, who I affinitively or affectionately call Tom Petty, because someone in my chat did. All right. I said, that is the best, 10 out of 10. So Tom Petty gets up and is saying your mother was selfless, right? Like your mother would do anything for you and your siblings and, and your children. Yeah, she was an angel. Like basically she came, but she said that she had been there and that the kids were born 14 months apart, right? The boys were so small, and she would help Wendi in the middle of the night if the kids were crying when they were babies. Like she would get up and help them, and she would also, so that Wendi could get some sleep, she would clean, she would cook. And this is just her being a mom to her and a grandmother to her kids. This is before there's the divorce and before all the bad stuff happens. There are good times in this family. And yes, she's a controlling mother, and yes, she's a fucking loop-de-loop. But I saw, or what I believed I saw, was emoting from Wendi at that time. And she kept it together. But I could see that she was like welling up a little, thinking about the kids and her mom. And like that struck something, as like my girls are going to be 15 and 16. And it's like, going back to that time of being so overwhelmed when they're babies. And she had her mom, and her mom loves her, fucked up, but loved the children. And did that hit any way, that line of questioning with like the gallery, or no?
It really fell flat.
Oh,
and
okay.
Here's the reason why I think it fell flat, because you're so far away from the witness in the witness stands, and I'm sure those first few jurors are, close enough that they can see that kind of emotion. But when you get back to, maybe third person in each row in the jury box, they're not going to pick up on it.
Okay.
And so I don't think that played in any certain way. I think it was the questioning that Ms. Fulford did at the end there where she was attacking Wendi and everything. I don't think that played off well in the courtroom at all. It looked like attacking. That's not what you do if you're a mom.
Right.
I'm a mom, and I would never want my child to have to go through what Wendi is going through. And if they did, I damn sure wouldn't let my attorney rake them over the coals. That it'd be a whole day in hell that would happen. Mama Bear would come out and I'd tell her to sit her ass down. We're not doing this. And that's not what is happening with Donna. So it's hard for me to see this selfless mom. Mom's about mom. Mom's about mom's needs. And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that, you know, these are things that it's good to hear, you know. And I look at it from then I see Rob, right? Now Rob is like this unsung hero. Rob, where the fuck have you been? Rob hasn't been at any other trial, has he, Miss Janet?
That was the first time. That's actually the first time I've ever laid eyes on him. Now I have heard him speak in the past because I listened to a podcast years ago, literally like in 2017, and he spoke on this podcast, and I've never heard from him since. And it's because he's like, y'all are wackadoodles. I am out of here. I want no part of this insanity. He is the only stand-up person that I can see in the family, because I absolutely believe Harvey knew everything. Harvey is what I call a chooch. You know, he just is like, whatever you want to do, whatever you want. Okay. You know?
Yeah.
And Rob is the only one that was like, nope, I am not doing this. I am not getting in on this game. This is ridiculousness, and I'm tapping out.
Yeah. And smart. And I think for his family, right? For his wife and his children, he made the right choice and still is so successful. He's an ENT. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, love it. My ENT. But here was what it was. It garnered like emotion in me that I was like, oh, the prodigal son, you know, like you're sitting there and you were the only one who said, I ended up reaching out to the FBI because this was fucking weird. It's weird that all you asshats like Danny, and I shouldn't say Dan Markel is dead. He didn't pass away. He was murdered. And you all are acting like, oh, it's another Thursday. Like, let's go to fucking get a Jamba Juice. What are we doing? Get your heads out of your ass. And I find it sus. He found it sus. And if he finds his own family sus, I should be listening to Rob.
I was shocked that before he testified, Judge Everett had to give him an instruction. And I was shocked at what the instruction was before the jury came in. And so that's very telling to me. Rob is the only sane one. I feel bad for him because, you know, it's hard to deal with individuals, especially if they're family and they are completely and totally self-absorbed.
Yeah.
And that I can see in him, that is what he has been dealing with, that it didn't matter what he did. It wasn't going to be enough. And Donna is in all of their business all the time. And I don't know if anybody else remembers this or knows about this, but when Wendi and Dan got married, Dan and his family wanted a 100% Jewish wedding.
I know.
Everything. And they were told, yep, because of course the Adelsons are supposedly Jewish as well. And so it was like, perfect, great, all this great stuff. And then the day of the wedding came and it was like a switcheroo was done on the Markels. And they were furious that things weren't handled in the way you would handle them in the Jewish religion. And that kind of, I feel like, set the tone. And it's, you know, Donna, everything that Donna wants. And that's what it was too.
And you know what I got to tell you? I'm so sorry. What was that?
I just said it very much comes across that way in the courtroom as well. You know, Rob was a very, very credible witness. And that jury was on the edge of their seat for every word that he said. It was the only time I was like, whoa. Because y'all saw me on court TV and all of that stuff. And I am with my notebook and I'm like, checking
it
out
was
all the
so
jury.
good. That was why we thought you were Auntie, because your expressions were the best. We were like, if he pulled this off somehow and is this beautiful creature, like there is going to be an award for Jimmy for that one. But we meant that with all due respect and love to you, Miss Demeanor. It was meant to be this way.
Not offended at all.
And so like there was something with Wendi. What was I just thinking about? That I had a question for you that I was like, oh gosh, now I can't even think of about it the celebration dinner, the celebratory dinner that you went
vomited at.
And your brother Charlie, who in my opinion, Charlie and Donna's relationship is the most fucked up.
Oh,
right?
Totally sick.
Like they are like, when you look up codependent in a dictionary, there would be a picture of Donna Sue and Charlie. And like she was still doing everything for him, and he is a grown-ass man. So that's very uncomfortable. He and you could hear that from Rob too, and Wendi. Everybody was like, Charlie still needed mom. Charlie still needed mom his whole fucking life. And the other two kind of adjusted, you know, but he was really the problem.
I can tell you some of the other compelling evidence that came in when Wendi was on the stand was her emails that she sent to other friends. And before I get into that, I sat there in that damn courtroom and I thought, doesn't anybody in this damn family pick up the phone and have a conversation? Do we email every blessed thing in our lives?
Awkward.
Like, you email my husband.
Never
email my son. It just doesn't happen.
No.
I'm like,
weird.
Hey, what are you doing? What's happening with this? What are you making for dinner? Because I don't cook. So
I make three things.
None of that happened. And so that was really weird to me. And then you hear what Wendi was saying to these friends of hers. What in the world? She was living her life for her mother, not for herself. And I think she caught herself in this like weird dichotomy, and she couldn't figure out how to get out of it. And I mean, as a daughter of an extremely narcissistic mother and sister, you know, I recognize that and I understand. And it's hard to extricate yourself from that. And depending on the severity of it, you almost have to go into a no contact mode, which is what Rob has done to have a healthy life. And I suspect Wendi too has done the same, but remained in contact with her father. So,
wow.
I was shocked hearing, you know, she didn't want to move down to Miami and she didn't want to take that job. And I was like, what? I've never heard this before. Where did this come from? It was all Donna, just making sure everything was, you know, put together.
And her just kind of giving in, saying that like, okay, well, it'll be easier for me if I just do what she says. And it's been that way my whole life of like, okay, Ma, I'll come to, well, she does help me. She does do these certain positive things, but also she has her hand in the cookie jar of my life as a grown-up that is concerning to say the least. And also there is something fucked about Wendi Adelson. And I don't know, like, and clearly I'm not a psychiatrist, but I'm going to tell you this right now, as a registered nurse with mental health has been a specialty for over a decade. I look at her and seeing what she's writing, like this stood out to me like emotional subterfuge. I go, she wrote that in a fucking no, she said it in a police interview that my mother you know, she does whatever with emotional subterfuge. I was like, what the fuck? What are you even saying? Who would ever like think to pull that out? She's teaching me like, you know, words. I'm like, what are we doing? Fucking SAT prep? Like, what is happening right now? I don't know. So I looked it up, and it's like deceit, right? So she uses emotional deceit to coerce her children to get what she wants. Because even if Donna makes you think that it's what you want, it's always in the end what Donna wanted, right?
All she does is to make sure that you think it was A, your idea, and B, what you wanted. And I can tell you, yes, Wendi has some very long-term trauma to deal with because of the environment she grew up in. And I don't know anything, you know, whether she is or anything like that. And I am definitely not a mental health professional, but I have plenty of personal experience. So
Yeah.
I can tell you, you can see with her that there was like the only way she was going to extricate herself from the situation was if the balance one started to go this way, something had to give. As long as it stayed at this level right here, Wendi wasn't going to change anything, because Wendi needed mom, because mom would take care of her kids until mom did something, you know, so awful that Wendi would just not be able to overlook it. Then that it would be the thing. And now, of course, with all of this going on, with, you know, Donna trying to flee the country and all of that, I think it's easier for Wendi. I don't think the issue is there with Harvey. The issue is with Donna.
Okay.
That's why there is affection between Wendi and Harvey and nothing for Donna. That's
Agreed.
just my opinion on it. And as far as Wendy's calm demeanor, I see there's a question there.
Yeah.
I think that's her coping mechanism. So I think that's what she defaults to in any high stress situation. There are two things I think she defaults to. One is remain very, very calm. And two is to make sure everybody knows that I am the victim in this.
Oh, agreed.
Because how
Agreed.
many times do we hear damsel in distress? So yeah, I absolutely believe that that's the case.
And I like when you said it was just like Jennifer McCabe, right? I got the Jennifer McCabe vibes. And in trial 1, Jen couldn't kind of control it, and she would spar back with Alan Jackson. But then when it was in trial 2, you see a complete, like, it was a whole brand new bitch. And I was like, are you on propanolol? Have you taken a beta blocker? What are you doing? Are you on Benadryl? I want the mix, bitch, because whatever you have taken, I want some. Okay. It was magic. Her being up there and saying like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Oh, okay. No, thank you. I go, who the fuck is this? This isn't Jennifer McCabe that we know. So, but Wendi she's presented as that forever now.
I can tell you, watching Jennifer McCabe made me rageful, because I know how taxing and frustrating it is to try to have a conversation with someone that interacts with you that way. They know damn well what's going on. And that's why I loved when they would go after her. When Alan Jackson would go after her, I was like, yeah, get her.
Yeah, and he did. He rang her bell a time or 10. Now, Chicago Marie says Wendi did spar with Georgia in past trials. I'm sorry, Lovey. The clips that I have seen, and clearly I haven't watched all four trials, but I'm sorry, I just didn't see her sparring. But if she has, then maybe whatever mix of, if there is a med, maybe the mix is correct right now, because she is calm as a cucumber.
Yeah, I didn't watch all 4 other trials either, so I can't completely comment on that. I feel like when Charlie's trial was happening, I feel like there was something else going on, some other trial or something that was happening, but so I don't really know that either. Wendi seemed very tame, and did not,
This is
I was
season 4.
expecting her to plead the 5th. I was fully expecting it. That's one of my notes that I wrote in here. What I put, she never pled the 5th. Oh yeah, here it is. No pleading the 5th was my note that I wrote down, because I was like, well, there was this whole motion or a hearing, and Wendy's attorney spoke and everything that, well, if the defense asks questions, then she's going to plead the 5th. And I'm like, what do you need to freaking plead the 5th for? Like,
yeah,
what do you possibly, if you truly don't know, then what do you need to plead for? What's incriminating, saying, I don't know what those crazy bitches did, but I didn't have anything to do with it. Like, I didn't understand that. So I saw someone else ask in the chat about what the instruction was before Rob took the stand yesterday.
Oh, tell me. Yeah.
The instruction that Judge Everett gave him is that he could not give his opinion about his mother's involvement in the conspiracy, nor could he give his opinion as to whether he felt the rest of his family was involved in the conspiracy in some way.
Oh,
so that told me before the court came, or before the jurors came in, he has very strong feelings about what he thinks has happened in his family, but was limited in his testimony. There were a couple times, I can't remember what the questions were, but I wrote down, there's more to this, because they were like cutting the witness off with the questions they were asking. And I'm like, there's more to that. We just can't know.
Was there any communication between Harvey and Rob?
No. In fact, Rob, so you all have probably seen on Court TV, they come in like that middle door right behind the prosecution and the defense tables.
Mm-hmm.
And then they walk up to the witness stand. When Rob came in, and that's why there were a lot of us in the courtroom, we thought it was Charlie. Because he came in, there's a door.
The secret way.
So there's like the door that the jury comes in, and then they file in and sit in the seats right in next to that door. But then there's another door behind that, and that's the door that Rob Adelson came in to take the witness stand. He did not go all the way through the court. And when he finished his testimony, he went right back out that door.
Wow. So that's the way that Katie McBanawa came in today too, right?
Right. And that's how Luis Rivera on Friday came in, was through that same door. So that's why we kind of all in the courtroom were, I'm, rubbernecking. I'm like, is that Charlie? And I'm like, that's Charlie. He's unrecognizable. He's lost like a ton of weight. And then I realized, I'm like, oh no, that's Rob. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because we've never seen him. I have never seen him.
Yeah, that says a lot too, doesn't it? Like if you really think about that, and even the way in which he's being protected to come into the courtroom, like there were there's a lot more to that. You're very smart, Miss Janet, on all of it, of how it all played out, and for him to be utilized in this trial, and for the needs for his safety and concern, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there was a lot for media. Every single thing had to line up, and clearly the judge, what is his name? What is the judge's name? I forget. Judge Everett, yes, who's got big Dell energy. That I'm going to coin it. He's got big Dell energy. He is like an angel, and I think that he accommodated, right? He accommodated the witness, because this is terrifying for a man who left his family, like, you know, and has probably gray rocked them, has had to go no contact since I think it was 2014, he said was the last time that he spoke, right? So there is there's a lot of devastation there, and he's doing a service to the Markell family and to the state of Florida for showing up.
Yeah, and I can tell you, Judge Everett is an absolute delight. And he's not a very tall man, but he is a large presence. And I appreciate so much his consistent, calm demeanor. He is fantastic in just conducting and controlling his courtroom. You know, it's so hard to think back to Massachusetts and not just, you know, Judge Bev.
Yeah.
Because we got some others that I'm like, what in the world? I mean, that Judge Krupp, I'm sitting there sometimes, I'm like, what are we doing right now? What is the point of this? So it's so refreshing to see a real judge on the bench.
I love it. I love it. I love when I get like a legal lady wood over something. I'm like, oh, tell me more, because you want to see that. You want to see that ability for the balance, and that is what you are, is our scales, and you are that upholding of justice in our system, and it's just so refreshing. It really makes my heart happy to see a good judge on the bench.
Well, he is a true gatekeeper. Judge Bev would say all the time that she was the gatekeeper, and all she was just sticking her thumb on the scales. He is a true gatekeeper, that I'm staying out of this. This is on y'all, and I'll just, when you need me, let me know, kind of thing.
Yeah, and to let the defendant, because Donna is, you know, as much as everybody who hates Donna, right, and like thinks that she is guilty as sin, she deserves, Loveys. This is when Mr. Betterow would be the first to tell us that it's the defendants in which we don't like, and the ones that we are like, you're fucking guilty, that really are challenging our ability to really believe in our Constitution, believe in our judicial system, because she deserves a fair trial and a fair judge to expedite that process for her. She deserves to be represented, and all of the things that we would want for an innocent, you know, an innocent like Karen Reed, we would want the same for Donna Adelson.
Well, I said when my girlfriend and I were driving there yesterday, and she kind of asked me, you know, what do you think? She's like, oh, I think, you know, she's evil. They're going to have to find her guilty and all that. And I said, I got to be honest with you. Looking at the evidence that I had seen, obviously up to that point, I said, I don't know, man. I hope, but there needs to be a lot of evidence to come in for me to be, as much as I believe in my heart, she absolutely was the mastermind behind all of this. I still feel like you have to prove a case in court. And that's part of what makes the United States fantastic, is that we
beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt. Like, that is our standard, right?
And we just, it's not perfect. It's a flawed system, but it is the best doggone judicial system in the world. And I will fight tooth and nail with anybody that thinks that it's different, that someplace else is better, because it's not.
Yeah.
And so knowing that everybody deserves a defense, you know, I tease all the time because with my family, and I was never much on, you know, defense attorneys and things like that, but I do watch my boyfriend from time to time. My family knows it's my boyfriend.
Oh,
that would be the lawyer, you know, Peter Tragos.
Oh, Peter.
And so, yes, I sometimes have to dismiss them because, excuse me, I'm watching my boyfriend right now. You're going to need to give me some time. I'll let you know when I'm done.
I love that.
But honestly, listening to him and giving a true defense attorney perspective has really been great for me to be able to kind of see both sides of an argument or both sides of a case when it actually goes to trial.
Yeah. And that's so rare. And we get to see all of them because all the the trials that are televised, we're so lucky to have the opportunity to witness law in action, right? Like it's really and an upholding of those laws and justice for all. So the other one that I really wanted to discuss with you is the Katie sitch. We haven't even McBanawad, okay?
No, and I got to the end of my day at work and I was behind, and I was like, oh, I need to watch Katie, and I ran out of time. So I haven't seen her testimony. So spill it.
All right, babe. Okay, well, and you know all the things, so you give me the background.
So I see people talking about Peter, that he's married and has children. I know this. I'm fully aware. He is my
It's a joke, Loveys. They know. They're friggin' with us.
Do you think my husband would be okay with me catting around? No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think? Who are you? Who are you? Are you claiming right now that Miss Janet has an open marriage and that Peter Tragos is in her relationship? Are they in a throuple? Get a life. Come on, Loveys. God help us. Jesus, take a joke, people. They know. They like to give us the business sometimes. So oh God. So Katie was a nightmare. First of all, she comes in titties. Okay. All I look at Katie and I think to myself is, what did you do? What did you do with the money? The boys bought motorcycles and she got her titties. So what do we find out? I go, oh, so she looks great though. She comes in and she says, oh, well, I'm not promised anything, but I would love to see my children again. And I thought to myself, bitch, really? Not for nothing, but like read the room, Katie. We're here for Mr. Markel, like Dan Markel's murder trial, that his dad, my angel face, Mr. Markel, who came in day one with his sweater tied around his shoulders. I fell in love. I fell in love with that man.
Very, very handsome man. Very handsome man.
And he's elderly and I love him. Like I just any man over 70, I feel the need to nurse them. They didn't ask for help, bitch. Stop. But I want to take care of him. So anyway, I love him. He is my king.
Side note about Harvey Adelson and the Markels.
Yeah.
All of them also take notes through the entire trial all day long. I was shocked by that. And Harvey literally has a notebook that he writes notes.
Of course he does.
And then here's something weird. I don't mean to sidetrack you on this, but
no, I love it.
We were leaving the parking garage, and my girlfriend and I, and there's a line because everybody's paying to get out of the parking garage. And I look and I remember the chick that sits next to Donna has like certain kind of nails, and I noticed stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I see she comes walking, and sure enough, who do I see right behind her? I see Mr. Zellman walking right behind her, and there's Harvey again.
Oh.
So it's just weird when you're actually at the courthouse in that environment and like bumping into people. Lunch break. I was trying to get to the stairs because there was tons of people at the elevator. I'm like, girl, you can take stairs down. And so I was trying to find the stairs, and sure enough, I come around the corner. Wendi, all three of her attorneys standing there at the entrance to the stairs. And I was like, oh, excuse me. So
excuse me, part of me coming through. Yeah.
Exactly. Excuse me. Big business attitude and ego coming through. Move your bahunkus out of my way. So yeah.
I love that.
Jury following behind me. To go down to the cafeteria.
Like, I lead this. I am the leader. Yeah, shut up. No, and it's so funny because I felt the same way the first time when I went to the court for Karen's trial. And I was, sitting behind with her family. I remember, and that was so small. If your courtroom is small, it's one in Norfolk was just like this. And I remember seeing Judge Cannoni and going, because she's a Polly Pocket baby. She's 4'11" and she wears witch platform heels to like, you know, have a seance in the back or hall some days. All right. Her and Jim are doing witchcraft and I know it. So listen, but she's got platforms from Delia's. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? But and she's 4'11". You would not believe it. And then she has a little stepping stool to get up to her bench.
Wow, I had no idea. See, that's the stuff you don't get when you're sitting at home and I'm live streaming and paying attention to everything.
Yeah,
the court experience is completely different. And it's funny because I had done a TikTok in the halls yesterday on lunch, and some less than fanatical individual decided to comment because I said it was a fantastic experience. And they felt it was in poor taste. I'm trying to capitalize on this murder. And I had to respond, which I normally don't. I had, you know, crazy Julie Carpenter was messaging on my ex today and everything. I thought I had her blocked, but apparently I don't. I had her blocked before anybody knew who the heck I was. I'm like, this woman's nuts. But and sorry if you're a Julie Carpenter fan. Sorry.
No.
I mean anybody, because her and Mama Llama, both of them. And I was like, I thought you were crazy before you ever even knew who I was. Like, leave me alone. I have nothing to do with your life.
You're making my life right now, Miss Janet.
So anyway, this person said, you know, we lost you in the video, by the way. There you go.
Oh, I took myself off. I'm sorry because I was just literally laughing. So I do that. I put small Kimmy on when sometimes I black out. Like that was hilarious. Yeah.
So this person, you know, posts how I'm tone deaf and all this, and how do you call it a fantastic experience? And so I responded that I think you misunderstand what I meant. And what I meant was that it's a fantastic experience after you have followed the victim's family, you followed the perpetrator's family, and you followed this case for 11 years, and you finally get to see some closure. And it's in our fantastic judicial system that I got to sit and watch at work in person.
IRL. Yeah.
I mean, that is the fantastic experience of it, to see, you know, see justice in action kind of thing. And I just couldn't understand how you could, you know, bastardize what I was saying because I said it's a fantastic experience. You know, whether I think it's a fantastic experience or not, Dan Markel is still dead and they did it. So I don't know what I didn't create the idea of this. They did. So.
And not for nothing, but the more eyes of all of us, and this is how I've always felt, like, and I've told this to my lovies, it's like when I talk about things, it's just because I have passion about it and I feel like I want to talk about it. And I'm very thankful that anybody answers my FaceTimes. I call it like my FaceTimes, right? And but more eyes on a case is always a good thing for us to know what is happening, for you to see with your eyes and make your own informed decision of what you believe. I'm just talking all the shit with you. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I'm giving you my, you know, my perspective and you talk back, like, you know, and I am so lucky to have a community in these conversations. People, I don't have to agree with, people can say whatever they want as long as you're respectful. I would love to have any conversation with anyone, but this is my opinion, and there it is. And we're just also amplifying the message, amplifying what had happened and what is coming down the pike is going to happen whether I'm talking about it or not.
Yeah, and I saw Leah Benoit or Benoit, I'm not sure how she says her last name, but she said, I totally agree, Defense Diaries. She said sunlight is the best disinfectant. Absolutely. And you know, I go back to the Alec Murdoch case.
Yes.
You know, all of my family friends, they generally think I'm a little wacky anyway.
Oh, me too.
And I'm totally okay with it because I'm like, oh, I know what's going on. So
Yeah.
okay. But when I started to follow that case, I literally started following that case the day that it was on the national news that his wife and son were murdered. And I looked at my husband and I went, something's smelling fishy here. And so then I found Mandy Matney.
Yes.
Found her. This was when she was kind of a nobody. And she was the one digging and finding out all of the information. And I followed her religiously. And then there was, and I can't think of their names, Seaton and, I can't think of their names. They were another podcast I followed all the time too. And that's one of the things she would say all the time. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. And I'm like, you are absolutely 100% correct. The more sunlight we can put on our judicial system, I feel like the safer all of us are, and we don't end up in a Karen Reed situation.
Yes. And there's an education, and there was a lack of education. I truly feel like this has, like, not a lack, but just like general public that we're like, wait a minute, I've never looked at a fucking motion in limine in my entire life. I go, what am I doing? Yes, Ms. Little, Ms. Attorney Melanie Little, my motions in lemonade. I go, oh, I'm blacked out. I go, what are we doing? I don't know. And then now all of a sudden I'm reading all the motions and I'm like, oh, and it did inspire me actually after the Maya Kowalski case. It was a Florida case. And like that changed my life. I watched Law and Lumber for that. And Peter Tragos. Yeah. And
Juan Lumber, DUI guy, or Larry Foreman. I used to watch Popcorn Planet. I don't know if anybody follows that, but I kind of got away from that because it's a lot of celebrity stuff, and I was just like, I can't deal with Hollywood people right now.
Yeah, no, but those were just like, that was just where I said, okay, you got to go, Kim. And then I went and I got my legal nurse consultant, because I was like, I'm a registrar, I was like, I want to be an advocate for families and an advocate mostly in civil suits, right? Of like medical, if there is any kind of malpractice or negligence, like I don't want my patients to have to suffer because of a system and the huge corporations that have made policies so that you're having a hard time to get any kind of relief from what has happened to you, right? Or they've said you've signed your life away. And it's like, well, fuck you. I'm going to look at all your notes and I'm going to find where you absolutely fucked this up because you did. It's on you, not on this patient and not on my watch. So that's my soapbox. But like it has literally inspired me. And I just want to, not be any harm to anybody. I never try to put out negative energy, Ms. Janet, because that is not, in my opinion, I don't want to receive it. So I don't put it out into the world. Well, and there are too many that do here. I'll say that.
And that's the thing is, the whole reason that I'm talking to you tonight is because I could have just started lashing out at everybody that was saying anything about me and, posting funny, they were funny pictures, me and Jimmy next to each other is like, oh, that's freaking hilarious. I love it. Is this the same person? If you can't understand that you need to take a step back sometimes, reflect on who you are, know who you are, and be okay with that, that's going to be a problem. And for me, I'm a cancer survivor, so I feel like I have a second lease on life. And so that's where a lot of this comes from. And so I want to do stuff. I don't want to spend a lot of time on negativity, and I enjoy my family, and I want to do the things that I'm passionate about. And one of the things that I'm passionate about is people need to understand the law. You need to understand your rights. And I am not an attorney. I probably should have been. Courtroom's like a theater. I am a theater geek. So I have absolutely no problem speaking in front of large crowds. I love research. I love the law. So I can't do that at my age now. It's just not appropriate. It can't happen. But
Are you sure?
yeah, I don't want to go through all that, 10 years of schooling and everything. No, I'll just hang out with everybody here and we'll chat.
No, of course.
And so that's kind of the thing is I would like to reach people to help them understand how the law works. And if you are in a situation that's questionable, attorney is what you need to say when they want to question you. Even if you haven't done anything wrong. I mean, I never used to be that way. Now I'm like, oh, hell no, they start questioning.
I would never speak.
They're
Yeah.
like, I would like a lawyer and we're done talking. Thank you very much. Yeah. So
I
that's
totally agree.
my thing that I'm passionate about.
I love that. And Ms. Janet, where is I have you tagged in this video, right in the title. It has your screen name of Ms. at Ms. Demeanor, and it's like your name for YouTube. But what is your name for TikTok for everyone to find you?
Ms. Janet Demeanor. So MS Janet Demeanor. And y'all should know me on X already, but because that's kind of how this all started.
Listen to the gods, and listen, Twitter has not been a real friend. It's kind of been a foe in my life in the last year or year and a half since I've had it. But I will say this, today I am thankful for Twitter because I got to talk to you, and it has been an absolute pleasure. And Jimmy's a Grumpelstiltskin and didn't come on. So what we're gonna have to do is
come on. He wants to perpetuate the narrative. I know how this works because he's not going to be there Friday, correct?
No, he isn't.
So I'll be in the courtroom. Jimmy won't. Y'all still think that we're one and the same. I see how it is. Yep.
He's gonna jump on right after like we end. He's gonna get and he's gonna have like lemon meringue on his face, and he's gonna go, hello. Hello, Loveys. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's so good. But you and I'm so and if you ever I don't even know. I know that you if you ever wanted me to come to your house or not, or if you just want to come here another time, I would absolutely be more than honored because you are a good soul and you are fun and you are beautiful and you are a survivor and you are an educated queen and you've made my night, and I thank you.
I thank you for having me on here. Absolutely. And yes, I am in the midst of I'm actually in my guest bedroom. It's not my bedroom. I'm in the midst of transitioning to my official live streaming room. That won't happen until probably the beginning of October. So I'm kind of in this weird tweener stage, but absolutely. If you're talking about something, I would be happy to hop on in the meantime until I can get myself sorted out and with my own live streaming setup. So
absolutely. And everybody is obsessed with you. There was literally like 2,000 people in here. So we are your fans. You are a lovey to me. And I appreciate everything about you. I wish you a very good night, Miss Janet. And I'll see you. I'm going to be looking for you first thing in the morning on Friday.
Friday, I'll be there. And then we can talk after. I'll let you know what I found out on Friday. So,
yes. Date at my house Friday. Yes, queen. Okay.
Well, I don't know about Friday night because football and nothing comes between me and my football. So we may have to schedule it.
We'll schedule. We'll make it. We'll put it up. We'll put it on the schedule. Thank you, Miss Janet. Bye-bye. Loveys, are you obsessed? I'm obsessed with her. She's everything. Oh my gosh, she's our angel. And she is just as sweet as they come. Funny. Are you kidding me? She doesn't even like people on Twitter. She doesn't like the people we don't like. She gets it. Okay. All right, babes. Hold, please. Oh, we have a new member. Her name is Heidi Koch Northup. She is consensual, okay? This was not just distributed to her against her will. I appreciate you, Miss Heidi. Then Andrea says, it's been happening to YouTube all evening. Oh, we're having fuckery afoot in the YouTube. I'm sorry, babes. And Tony became a new YouTube member. Thank you so much, babe. And Curious Liz says, it made me emotional too. It felt like Rob was the only person in the Adelson family who's even remotely cared about Mr. Markle. You could see the pain in Rob's face and the heaviness on his shoulders. I wanted to hug him. Curious Liz, I did too. And I felt so bad seeing specifically the reaction of Donna when she saw Wendi come into the room, and then seeing her look at her son, her eldest son, on the stand. And it was fucking ice. Cold-hearted snake, just the mouth, the whole thing. I go, oh, if looks could kill. I was like, please make it stop. Please stop. Somebody help. Don't let him look that way. I would have protected him. I would have Mr. Yanetti'd it. I would have been like, nope, I'm not letting him look at her like in the line of sight. Nope, fuck you. You're not doing that to my Rob. I felt so bad. He's an angel. And he did the right thing. And he did the right thing for Dan. And Helena J said, this case is 10 years old, not shocked by zero emotion. There it is. 11 years old. And Stephanie, thank you so much for doling out 5 non-consensual Nurse Kim memberships like we are where at the Centerfolds in Worcester. I love you guys. And to my final frontier, HB Sunshine has been a member for 2 months. And thank you for telling us everything. Thank you to Ms. Janet for telling us everything. She is fantastic. I am obsessed. I will never be the same. She is not Jimmy. Jimmy is not she. But whoever that blonde woman is with those blue Viper glasses, second day I saw her rocking them. That's my future. I saw my future in her lenses. All right, lovies, be good. Listen to me. I'm going to try. Don't hold me to it because you know I'm unwell, but I'm going to try to get my ass up first thing in the morning. And what do I think I'm going to do? A Trooper Proctor stream. But I have to separate church and state. We can't be doing Adelson trial and then bopping into Trooper Proctor. I can't do it. My brain, you know, it doesn't have a flux capacitor of that. All right. I'm going to 88 gigawatts right now. I can't fucking switch up the momentum. So I love everything about you. Have the best night's sleep. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Love your face. Thank you for answering our FaceTime. And please subscribe to Ms. Janet Demeanor on X, on YouTube. It's in the description and also on the TikTok. Mwah! Bye, babes.
All right, great job on the news.
Thank you.
We will, Courtney and I will share what happened when we went to dinner last night, Sunday dinner coming up. And as